This really was a church before?
It was the church. It was.
These were popular back when we were shorties, these storefront type churches. My first church, Family Unity Church of God in Christ, Chicago Avenue, and I think Massasoit. I'm gonna tell you something, them motherfuckers so little, packed in that bitch. Yeah, Massasoit.
Why,
right here.
Why is this such a stereotype when it comes to West versus South Side? Like, why is it like South Side scared of West Side scared of South Side?
I don't know. Well, hold that conversation. Hey, man, guess what, man? They done got your boy on the South Side of Chicago, man. It's going down right now. Englewood Branded. Okay, special guest in the building. Corey, what's happening, brother?
What's up, brothers? How are you?
Brother, listen here, brother. Listen here, brother. We're not gonna be cool today, brother. We gonna talk out. We gonna let the world hear you, brother.
I can't help it, man. It's just me. And people say that, like, dude, how are you so calm? But my kids won't say that though. They get the other side, and I think everybody knows what that comes from. Those buttons being pushed and understanding how to,
No, I get it.
I'm say some other words.
No, you can say all that. This is the corner combo, man. We have real conversations, man. Okay. And at the end of the day, it's fuck them kids. FDK all day.
Oh my
man.
God.
I ain't with that shit, y'all.
The kids ain't finna put me in no early grave. You know what I'm talking about? No, man, we like to start with, first of all, how was your week? How's everything been going? I want to thank you because we finally got this together, man. We've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
I'm happy. My week has been really good, man. I can't complain. It's been a blessing just to be able to even walk and see what's going on. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
So what's up? Dr. Mars, how was you?
I was thinking about this earlier. Like, I had a pretty decent week. But the election was wild and kind of getting all that together. And I'm happy that it's over. So watching everybody's commentary online was interesting. Kids are good. Work is good. The weather is nice. So I'm super excited to get up out of here and get some food because clearly craft services didn't make it here on time.
Craft services was supposed to come here?
Yeah, craft services was supposed to come here.
Were they supposed to bring you food or us food?
Yeah,
exactly.
Us.
Exactly.
Because if they were coming to bring you food, I'm glad they didn't come.
No, I'm a team player. We started off with fortune cookies and then moved our way to lemon pepper chicken last week.
For sure.
So,
Oh, wow.
sure. Yeah.
Was it good though? Chicken good?
It was a little cold.
It was all right.
All right, though. I couldn't tell.
Fries was a little stale,
We're
but
gonna leave the conversation alone. Well, you don't need no more fries, brother.
I'm good out here, man.
Chill, man. Come on now.
I'm back in the gym too. Fuck
Come
you.
on now. Now that's the part I'm proud of you about, though, bro.
Yeah, back in the
Come
gym.
on now. The
We
man
start
started
working
with
out.
push-ups every
Back in
morning.
the gym.
Yeah.
One day he said, fuck you, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of not being the best version of myself. And started doing push-ups. It's hard to work out at home.
Well, I
That's
mean,
what I'm
he
proud
did
of.
start
It's
a
hard to
couple
work out
years
at home.
ago. Like, I was his private yoga teacher for a couple of days.
Boy, you was stretching it out?
Yeah.
For that lean and rest and all that
Kid
shit.
Day, where you at, bro?
Yeah.
Where you at, Kid Day?
I got him to touch his toes. It was oh, wait. No,
whoa.
there's no pause.
Wait a minute now. See. Sometimes.
Okay, we
Wait a minute.
Whoa there.
You know what?
Wait a minute.
Whatever.
Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
So wait, he just got the shit in queue?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing, man. Shit's
So
amazing.
Yes.
I love that shit. It's like a little MP.
Wow, beautiful, man. Well, shit. Oh, my week. Don't
Yeah.
worry. I'm glad y'all asked.
I was about to.
I'm so glad to tell about my week, though. It was cool, man. The highlight of my week was my son being on spring break and me getting to be a father and get that father-son time in this week. Let me tell you something, man. Whether you have a mainstream child or a child in the special needs department, a section of life, when they get to be teenagers, they don't listen to shit you say.
Yeah,
You know
no.
what I'm saying? You say, I'm looking like, bro, why we arguing the first 2 days of the week? We only got 2 days left to kick it now. You know what I'm saying? We wasted 2 whole days, man.
Because you done blew the first two.
It's crazy, but in the midst of all that, I still find time. Everybody that knows me, man, I hate working, but I do not mind keeping several jobs to pay the bills, to get ahead, to have passive income. So one of my security gigs called this week, and I got a chance to do security for Jamie Lee Curtis, very sweet woman, on the set of a TV series called The Bear. I never heard of it, but the money was right. Well, Biggie say he there every night. You know what I'm saying? So I get there. For some reason, she's picked me out to my phone crowd. Like, hey, you big scrapping young man. Hold my bag. I'm like, damn.
She wanted to be.
That's what you do for the hold your bag. But hey,
Oh, yard boy.
you secure the bag. Basically, your bag. But see, the Lord, we in a church right now, so I feel compelled to say this. The Lord had a plan for me. I'm from out west. and I would go on a woman person in a heartbeat.
Oh my
In a
God.
heartbeat, goddammit.
So
she
ghetto.
She gave me that bag. I say, uh-oh. She went out to say, and I said, oh my God, the time is now. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. And
So nosy.
Somebody had to get you together.
I tell you what though, that bag was so very uninteresting. I'm like, let me Google her and see what she worth. It says 60 mil. I say, damn, you know what? So this is how you move when you get money on top of money on top of money. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's the thing though. People, we're a different type of person. We want people to think we got the bag.
Right.
That's
But
true.
the people that got the bag, you'll never
Even
know
kill.
it. My uncle,
They look like you sound. Even kill, bro.
even kill. My uncle is at one point he was one of the richest guys in Akron, Ohio, right?
Okay, it's LeBron.
No, not LeBron. But he actually coached Bronny.
That's dope.
Actually, yeah, so he played at Akron U back in his day. But I used to always ask him, like, oh, why are we shopping at Aldi? Like, you got it. Why? But what he said was that, how you think I got it?
I had a
Right.
game.
And
So I don't have to let you know that I got it by where I shop, what I do, and all of that.
Right.
But just know that I'm good and I don't have to worry about nothing.
All that matters.
So that is why, one of the reasons that I look at things differently. Like right now, I don't even have a car. You wouldn't know that. My car went down, but it doesn't matter to me. Because at the end of the day, I want to connect with the people. So I don't mind catching a bus or walking or riding my bike or anything like that.
Oof.
Because at the end of the day, it's just a testament to let people know that you're human. You're
Yeah.
a person.
Facts.
And one thing doesn't make you greater than the next person.
Brother, they're gonna know I'm human when I stop at the stoplight. That's what they gonna know I'm human, man. When I signal my turn like other human beings, brother.
I think you also
You
have to
great,
be the
brother.
first
I
dude
appreciate
to
you for
admit to
that.
snooping too.
See what- who,
We
me?
do. Why do we get cut down for snooping?
Cause that's what y'all do it way more frequently.
I mean, but it's necessary.
Stereotypically.
It's like, you got to collect intel.
Stabilizes quality and access by offering fresh produce straight to the doorstep of the Chicagoland residents that it serves. Being environmentally conscious, Dream Deliveries is consistent in reducing waste by sending packaged, pre-measured fruits and vegetables to households in need and struggling with food security.
www.Dion'sChicagoDream.com or search at Dion's Chicago Dream on all social media platforms. Again, that's www.Dion'sChicagoDream.com or search at Dion's Chicago Dream, again with an S, on all social media platforms. Feed families, create community, and fuel.
That's true though. But then Tuesday I work the election as I do usually when the elections come up, and it was very funny business. But I'm gonna leave it alone till we get to that part of the show. But I always take pleasure in doing it because some people just don't know how to vote, where to vote, and some people out there that cause confusion. So I make sure I nip that shit in the bud. Look here, man. I don't care if your person wins or not. We're gonna make sure the shit goes smoothly. That's it. The last 2 days were overtime, but my week was great, dog. It was great.
It
Thank
sounds
y'all
like
for
a good
asking.
week, man.
And let me ramble on. I appreciate that.
It sounds
what
like
you do.
we're the highlight of your week, Abasi. You're welcome.
He carried the bag. He secured the bag.
Right.
Literally.
Literally.
And I took all of their food and snacks and goodies as well.
Did you get that credit card number? Because there's some new
But
stuff.
I was just about to ask, did you look in there? Because the bag on the outside was
Hold on.
interesting. However,
No, I did not. Okay.
Just don't accept them charges, Jamie, when you get it. Okay.
Oh my
She was so
God.
sweet. I'm sorry, man.
$100 to Uncle
She
Remus.
was so motherfucking huggy. Like, I don't know if it was free feels or just a friendly
Was she huggy
vibe.
with you or with
Yeah,
everybody?
Huggy. I didn't get the kisses that they were getting though, but she was huggy. She was huggy, and them things still they a little perky without surgery
Oh my
too though.
God.
I'm sorry, man. Look, yeah, True Lives will forever be embedded in my memory, bro.
I don't even know what
True
that
Lives
movie
and,
is.
Trading Places.
Yeah, great
Sorry.
movie. Great
okay.
movie.
I have to put it on my list to
Eddie
watch.
Murphy, right?
Eddie Murphy, yeah.
When she
So-
went, look, man. When
Don't
you
worry
bring
about it.
titties out on screen, man, it changes your life, especially as a kid.
As a little boy, we were little boys then.
Oh yeah, because I'm like, I don't know
Yeah.
if this applies to me.
It doesn't.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, man, y'all don't see down there. So Mila, really quickly though, because I noticed something right away when I walked in, and I couldn't pick. So I have to let you be the judge. I think Amon has on the Jordan 12 tuxedos.
oh wow,
All right,
oh wow.
and Corey has on. Are these the threes?
Those are threes.
The original threes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a Jordan head, so I can't tell what's fresh and what's fly. So we have to let her be the judge and see what's what. I'm not gonna tell you what Corey said before you turned.
You can
to
tell
us.
us. If I say
Corey
it,
don't want just smoke, man. All right,
Man,
look.
listen.
Here's the thing, right?
Man,
Everybody
listen.
that knows me, look, I've been doing kicks since I was 14. This is a real thing, right? Once my parents stopped buying my shit, I went and got a job so I could finance my own shoe habit. This is what I do. I was the first person at Lane to wear Air Force Ones.
But you were at Lane. That does not count.
Why not?
You were at Lane.
That's like 8,000 kids.
Lane.
That hurt right here.
8,000.
You talk-
8,000 kids.
You better watch it, Corey. You got
All
3 of
black.
us up here.
All black.
All black.
All black.
And Lane Tech.
20%.
All black.
20%.
20% black. Exactly.
20%, yeah.
Again, so now we're going against
Was
culture.
it like it's 5% per class?
We're going against culture, so that does not count.
Oh,
What school you at?
There were more All-Stars and Vans in there than the Air Force Ones.
I'm sure.
But that makes it.
Sandal and regular
So
sandal
your
and bare
story
feet.
is invalid.
No.
Oh, wow.
And the black
So
community,
that's
and the black community, Ed Lane, yeah, that was me.
Okay.
That was me.
You chopped that lane tree down really fast.
Did
That
he,
was-
man?
That was hurtful.
That was just no disrespect. That was just to what you were inquiring.
Okay. All
What
right.
you were the fashion
So,
part.
so you know
The
what?
Air Force One. And to be honest though, Air Force One, that's a New York shoe. That's not
I like them,
Chicago.
though.
That's what I do. One of my first albums was, you know, what I mean, some from the East Coast, and
East
I've
Coast.
just been.
And you've
Embedded.
always and you're from Chicago?
Tell him again. I don't think he heard you.
I don't think you
Oh
heard
my
me.
God.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
fine.
my God.
And it's okay.
Yeah, no, it is.
How
I
was
love
it?
you.
I love you. I love you more. You know what I'm
However,
saying?
I just look at it like this: when we're thinking about Chicago, I think about Chicago. I
Man,
don't
come
bring out nothing other than like facts of what makes
On the crib.
Right? Yeah. So if you say my first album was that of,
It was-
even if we
it
go
was-
to
it was-
Crucial
it was
Comment
actually,
or Common or
Yeah.
But it wasn't though. My first, actually, it was LL Cool J, the Black Panther joint.
okay,
That wasn't a bad album, though.
Yeah.
it wasn't.
It wasn't a bad album. But you know, Chicago's still Chicago. Like there aren't too many albums that are as impactful as Crucial Conflict Hey was.
No,
when it came to
not
putting
at
the
I agree.
Midwest on.
When Crucial Conflict Hey came out, I was living right here on 60th and Elizabeth.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I had to drive to.
Hell no.
I drove to like 7 different stores to get this tape because it was a tape thing.
Yep.
It was a tape, and I ended up getting a tape on 39th Street. No, it was 35th,
You traveled.
and I think I played that tape so much that it popped. But at the end of the day, that was Chicago. It was something that
sure.
we were able to claim, and I mean, just to date,
was like a cult.
music and just anything with entertainment, like it's all inspired by Chicago, and I'll stand behind that. Which
Deep in the
camera?
game.
Yeah, I'll stand behind that because even when you look at the top, the greats, the proclaimed greats, they're sampling Chicago music. You know,
Producers
look,
are from
the
Chicago.
Producers
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
from
on
Chicago.
now.
We looking at
Band members, live
Band
band people from
members.
Chicago.
right, like all of this
Yep.
stuff. Even right now, Six Sonic. I just found out the other day the trumpet player is Maurice. What's his name? Maurice Brown from here.
Really?
Damn.
Yes.
Okay.
So when you think about that and you look at how music and the industry has all of this like notoriety, but Chicago doesn't get notarized for it
At all.
at all.
At all.
Because behind the scenes of everything, there's somebody
Somebody
from
from the
Chicago.
crib.
And I think Dilla
773.
says it best. Everything dope comes from Chicago.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, you're not gonna get any argument out of me. I was
And
just-
literally dope too.
I mean, first of all, you just shitted on my.
I'm just saying, Air Force One wasn't the shoe to be like,
No, it definitely was.
I would have rather wore Pro Wings.
Yeah, I mean, by the time
No stop.
so when I left Lane and went to
Yeah,
Simeon, it definitely was like all Jordans. I can remember when Jordans came out, nobody was in school. Right? Like Simeon was already like a really small school.
That's tragic.
So like more than half of the kids were not at school. Everybody would come to school after they got their kicks in their outfits, and it was a fucking fashion show.
parents at?
It was the most impressive thing.
And that's the school
What you
they
mean?
chose to upgrade.
What do you mean? What the parents at? They was probably in line too. But then, like after the outfits phased out, because you got to wear red and black or blue and whatever, and then you start seeing like
became
strawberry
unsafe.
pink and like red Jordans or something like that. So.
Well, while we're here, what high school did you go to?
Englewood. Everything was Englewood.
Everything. What year you came out of there?
95.
90.
I was a year behind. I was.
Oh,
playing
we'd have tore
all
y'all ass up on the court. But y'all
Who did you play for?
Lane Tech.
Lane Tech,
All
don't do
City.
that.
Come on now.
He said all
Would've
city.
told y'all. I always gotta say that though. I'm giving 27.
So let me ask you. You know my man,
Nope.
Xavier, Big X. No, you
Got a bossy energy.
yeah, you definitely got to know Big X.
Xavier who?
Xavier Matthews, Big X, big blockhead.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
Big block. Yeah.
Call him blockhead.
I used to teach driver ed at Englewood.
Did you?
Yeah,
Robbery,
until they stole.
education,
Yeah,
robbery
they
ed?
stole stuff out of the from under the hood.
So you believe that that's because it was Englewood? That they stole
Yeah,
something?
no, it was
They don't
because
steal
people
stuff
were
from nowhere
stealing from driver ed places, like all.
places all around.
Yeah, but
Okay,
that's
why-
the one that I worked
Except
at.
Lane.
But that's the only thing you remember. How many kids got their license?
Yeah,
because of you? That's
first
what
of
we
all,
wanna know.
I didn't even have a license. I was like 15 years old working at driver ed. I was a kid.
Okay, let's just say that was an internship.
I got paid cash money, and everybody would come over to Englewood for driver ed. We had like one of the hottest driver ed programs, in the city.
All right, so since you're not, you're standing on your dime when it comes to Englewood.
Wait, I didn't pick the shoes.
Oh, well, you already know, so it's a no-brainer.
You know what? Just for that, Corey.
Okay. Dang, just for that?
You're fired.
Oh, that's because I'm hot. Thank you.
My favorites are the 13s, though. I like the design and the comfortability. Those are the only ones I think you could hoop in, actually, for real, the 13s.
The 13s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan's a terrible shooter hoop in.
My foot in the, which ones were those?
That's sad. Anyone is sad to choose for. That's crazy.
I think they were 10s, I believe.
Okay.
I couldn't get Jordans until I was a grown woman.
They were 14.
With the little
I was
lip
not
on top front
allowed.
of it.
Yeah, they were 14.
That was a disgusting design.
Yeah, it was a horrible shooter.
I feel like such a bad Chicagoan right now.
See, what people fail to realize is that Jordan has a totally different shoe from everybody else. Like, his shoe is supported for him.
Yes.
Anything else is just to make money. So
Fashion.
we'll never get the shoe that he plays in, which is why, your balance is off or your spring.
Just a whole
it's a whole different shoe. Like, even with, I'm sorry. I do have to mention Kobe real quick, though. Even with Kobe's low shoe. Remember, Kobe got everybody hooping in low shoes, but the dynamic of his shoe was just different than everybody else's. So then you start seeing people out here on crutches because
that low top, that low top ain't shit.
Playing the penny loafers, they want to just low shoes, bro. It don't work, bro. You can't do that. These shoes are designed for a specific reason. But Jordans are really, if you had to put them in a category, they are the red bottoms of the gym shoe. They are the fucking standard, man. You know what I'm saying?
And you got to think about it too. Like, that shoe in particularly has the most, I forget the word that I'm looking for right now, the most influence.
Okay.
Like, anywhere you go, I did
staying power.
On last week, I did a career day at a school. And as I'm looking at the kids sitting in front of me, out of, I think it was 27, 30 kids in there maybe, 26 of them had on Jordans.
I believe it.
And then we still had to add in the faculty and staff. Mm-hmm. So it's like the inspiration on that shoe alone. And then it makes me want to really look into like his philanthropy. Like, is there really any philanthropy? Because our community is the community that's supporting him most.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So how do we tap into, say, okay, I know every now and again they pick an organization and they may donate some stuff here or there, but how does the philanthropy work with a company that big that I probably can go on a limb and say 60 to 70% of sales come from African Americans or just minorities, period, because you got the Latino community that believes in them just as much, if not more than us.
For us, real thing.
I don't know about
it's
that.
the design and style they put together that nobody buys.
Yeah, them
they
shits,
rock that motherfucker.
Them shits at TJ Maxx.
They're not the same though.
Walmart,
These eyes. I'm like, man, y'all crazy. But you're right though. Point being, you are absolutely correct. Cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I think I would love to try to tap in to, and not to say that you have to be a philanthropist, right?
Right.
Or you have to take your earnings to put it to the community. I can't expect people to do what I do, but at some point, where do you realize, like, yo, these are the people that really have me sitting where I'm sitting today? Like, how do you tap into the community in a way to say, hey, I appreciate you. I'm thankful. Even if it's like, all right, cool, we dropping a shoe that's going to be $70 for 2 weeks.
Well, how
you
much?
Understand what I'm saying? You'll still make money.
A bunch of it.
Right.
So where do Black retailers fit into that? Right. So I wasn't able to find like how many Black people buy Jordans, but in 2021, there was an article saying that the sneaker industry was worth $70 billion, but very few Black retailers saw that money.
You know why, though? I think that we are so impressed with shopping with other cultures that it will never equate to us, because when you think about it, let's take Supreme, for example, started by a white kid, and we would stand and sit in line for hours to get something with a red block that says Supreme.
Yep. Made no sense to me.
Nope.
And where's the validation in that? How is it that that is the person that we glorify?
We validated
to make sure, because that kid's not coming in this community, putting anything down to help out with the community. Like, how do we, Louis Vuitton, all of these big major brands, look at Gucci. Gucci has fucked us over so many times, but we still want, well, not me, because I don't buy that shit.
Yeah, me either.
But people still go, our people still go and buy $200 socks all of this
That's
shit, and
crazy
think
right there,
that once we get out there, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, to each his own. If that's your preference, that's your preference. But when I buy, like prime example, my first watch, real watch, Brownsville Watch Company,
Oh, I
right
like
here
that.
in Chicago, black owned. Right.
Nice.
So when I think about things like that, like even coming up, I never cared for all of the designer things. And it's not the fact that I couldn't afford it because I knew how to hustle.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I just didn't see like where it at one point I can say I was not addicted, but I went to school in a white town. So what I knew at that point was Tommy Hilfiger.
Mm-hmm.
So I would
Trash.
purchase Tommy Hilfiger,
Right.
but that was before I knew how Tommy Hilfiger felt.
Right.
Exactly. And once I found
And
that out,
who he made that
over
for.
with.
Just like Ralph Lauren, like
Yeah,
all
like
of
J-Lo.
those things, and Jabot, all of these
that shit.
people that
These
we
brands.
idolize and we want to be a part of, they want no parts of us, but they're going to do what? They're going to use us to market what they have going because they know we will follow that.
we push
But
the
we
needle.
also value it, right? Like what somebody
Yeah, we
wears
do, definitely.
determines how it is we value. Like I can remember one Christmas, I decided like I'm only buying the kids things from Chicago.
Mm.
It was the dopest Christmas ever. What?
It's terrible.
What do you mean?
Awful.
How?
Just because. Yes.
What?
Y'all see me on
all of
like,
Right. But we got put onto all of these brands that we didn't know before. And seeing stores in our community that are high quality, is really important. Like you should be able to pull up in your community and shop somewhere, and people also find what you're wearing appealing, valuable, and still you check all of the boxes for how they perceive you because of what you're wearing. And I think that's the wildest part is that how we put ourselves together with some of these brands, people will treat you this way or that, or believe you're a certain type of person just because of the brands that you have associated yourself with.
or think you got it.
I had a
Right.
discussion once upon a time about this, and I believe when people get dressed and they wear something they think is sharp or fly, what the fuck you want to call it, swag drip, they want to stand out and be unique when they put something on. So if I come here and buy some here, I know it's a good chance, no offense, that not too many people gonna have it around the world. We're gonna get there though. We're gonna get there, you know what I'm saying? But so I was like, well, you know what? How about every black creator designer go buy a piece from every other black creator designer? But they will also sully the uniqueness of the outfit because now you start seeing what you have and what you wear everywhere else. And this discussion went on for about 15, 20 minutes. And I was like, you know what? Well, fuck, I'm still gonna, when I see a black shop, if it's quality, if it's some trash, I'm not buying. I'm sorry. If it's trash, I'm not gonna buy it. It's my money. I get to spend it where I want to spend it, and I should get what I pay for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I see a black-owned boutique store shop, I go take a look to buy a piece from there to support and to stand out and be unique. You know what I'm saying? So do you feel that us supporting, because we have our own line, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We're growing. We're trying to grow. We're doing the work to grow. Do you feel that supporting other creators and designers will flood the market to the point where it may not be beneficial to do so?
No, because my perspective is always different. My perspective is built around support.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see me on Fridays I wear another brand and I'll go post about it because I just truly believe that number one, we are dope. We have some really, really good designers here in Chicago. And just like we talked about earlier with entertainment, the world watches us and do what we do next.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when you look at the designers here, like there's a shirt that Dave did from Product of Chicago. I think this was Dave that did this shirt, but it had Product of Chicago. We got Product of Chicago. We got
Jeff Fly.
We got, it's a lot of them. Fuck Fame, Dave. So it's like when you look at this shirt, I think the shirt has Corey, then it has Zoe, Dave, Jeff, Bates, and I think that may be it. But it had a rose behind each one of them, which it was giving them their flowers from being the fashion industry of Chicago, right?
Right.
Honestly, I didn't even know Barbara Bates was from Chicago.
I didn't either until right now.
And you learned today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like when you think about, and she still is servicing right here. Like she's not over in London or any of those things that you think she would be. She's still right here. So when you get a shirt like that, paying homage to those people and understanding that they are the ones that took our fashion to a different level and being able to put us in a perspective to be where we are today, that's something that you have to like understand and grow. So when I think about these other brands, especially the younger brands coming up with my young guy right here that we're working on his brand now, of which his brand speaks for itself. Real quick, his brand is called Rather Be Alone, right?
Okay.
And it's just talks about like what he suffered through, depression and the things that he's been going through, and just friends, right?
Mhm.
So the Rather Be Alone is like just me succumbing to myself, being comfortable with myself and growing with myself and being able to put this in a perspective to where you have so many people that feel this way, but
And it's
don't
okay.
know, and it's okay.
Yeah.
So being able to bring that brand to life and able to watch him grow with it and see what his potential is and what it could come from, and understand that there's so many people that's feeling this way, but now they have the outlet to like let the world know. Those are the things that I'm into. Another brand, Rebel Vibes, a young lady, she lost her family in a fire when she was when she was a teenager. So she lost her mother, her sister, and her brother. And she was the only one to survive the fire, and she lost her stepfather. So she turned that into triumph. Her brand is called Rebel Vibes because it's just like there's so many rebellious things that people look at a negative space, but she turned it into something positive. And she has a very dope brand behind it. So being able to push brands like that and understanding that these are the things that we need today to help our young people grow and give them another time to some time to like really put their perspective in and benefit from it, right? So that's that idle mind being able to circumference that. So just like I support and I bought brands that were trash just to support.
You're a good man.
You got to
know what
start
I
off
mean?
somewhere too.
You have to start off somewhere. But the difference with me buying it and the difference with you buying it is because I can help them manufacture it. I can talk to them and say, hey, maybe you want to do this differently, or maybe let's try it this way. Hey, who's printing for you? Who's helping you design?
Right.
We do that all here.
I do feel like as a consumer, you have a different ear of the person who's selling you something. And I can remember like learning about, I love Trap House Shy. And I saw one of their shirts. Yeah. And it was this shirt, and it had police officers and something across their eyes and $1 billion Band-Aid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's such a powerful shirt because what is it? Its implications. So I brought it home. My son absolutely loved it. He cannot fit it, but he will wear the hell out of this shirt. Yeah. What I love about Chicago brands is the ability of us to infuse our personal identities, our politics, our positions in life, and it means something. Most of these brands that we do find value in doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Like I believe that every dollar you spend, you say, I agree. Right. So if you're investing in brands that use child labor or cause harm to, the environment, not only are you saying like, I agree with all of those things so other people can find value in me, but it's not even good energy to come back to you. So I like supporting Chicago brands. And for the television show, Inspired was what I wore. Like I purposely was looking for, I want to put my people on, but I did notice what we don't have. We do not have climate friendly apparel. We do not have weather. We do not have sports apparel for like water and swimsuits and other activities. What?
Yeah, it's coming.
What?
It's coming.
Why am I being shushed though?
He's saying don't get a game away.
Yeah, he said don't get a game away.
Because what happens is
I
you
need a
say
bikini.
these things and people see that, and then
Like you said earlier, we talk too much sometimes. No.
Wait.
No.
This is where I would totally wait.
So did you hear the conversation earlier?
No, I wasn't in the conversation.
It was a
whatever
conversation where we
I
were
was
talking
having.
about Michael Jackson and how Disney took the whole.
Yeah, but what does that have to do? So let me be clear. I've been taught.
People still out there. Chicago's a place. People say it's love. These motherfuckers is haters. Let's be clear.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be dead ass clear. Like as an environmentalist, I've been saying this for 20 years. I'm gonna keep saying it. Seeing how much we invest in clothing and apparel, and as somebody who does all of their things outside, and still it is 2023, and there is not a climate-friendly fabric. I cannot find a swimsuit. We've actually tried to put on fashion shows and help Black manufacturers and brands see the opportunity in sustainable supply chain. That's where I'm coming from. It's been 20 years and people have still not come to it. So there is one coat, a dude from Wu-Tang. He has like an environmentally friendly, like non-bird feather coat, and that's really the only.
It's feather?
It's not feather. It's like
Like
it's
KFC
another
chicken.
substance, another fiber, but it's not made out of like animal feathers. So it's a sustainable product. So yeah.
All right, well, we'll find you. We'll find you a suit quick.
What do you, yeah, I do need it because Parquet is having his pool party.
Let's move on though. All right, because
Absolutely.
Anytime we talk about environment or
Don't
environmental
do that.
stuff,
Y'all just spent 39 minutes talking
was
about
y'all?
some shoes. Don't do that.
that's the culture.
I was over here.
Okay. We spent like 2 minutes on something
we can't
environment.
fit swimsuits like you can fit swimsuits.
I know, but like how y'all gonna gloss over like, yeah, like I need a swimsuit.
Hey, but we
You
driving
matter.
cars. We driving cars to fuck the environment up though. Let's go.
Look,
All y'all are trash right now. You know, if you laughing over
want
there
a
too,
swimsuit,
that's all right.
But you got a Hellcat outside.
let's get into the winner of this race, Brother Johnson. Now
He was here too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
I
He
don't.
just left here.
It's no secret. I don't do politics.
Today?
Right?
2 days before
Yeah.
his
But,
election.
I'm so in that conversation. Milas had said, "Well, maybe you'll start doing politics if you owned a store, for instance, right? It looks different, right? I guess you may be more invested in the candidate more because there's business tax breaks or how does this affect your bottom line? It's, things of that nature. But for me, I still don't see the value in it. I just don't, because a lot of times,
Wait, what don't you see the value
I don't see the
in?
value in fucking politics, the mayors, the governors, because they're all fucking liars at the end of the fucking day.
I think vibe is the wrong word, but I know where you're coming from with that.
But
though.
at the end of the day, I mean, that's just my story and how I feel, right?
But does this apply to voting for these candidates or these offices?
Yes.
Okay, because you're kind of like saying a lot,
Yeah,
but not being
it's
clear.
very, very broad.
So you don't vote?
No,
Mm.
I don't. I voted for Obama, right?
Okay.
What made you
We got
go
one
to
vote
vote?
out of him. Yeah.
Why'd you choose to go in that
always
way?
go to.
Because I had to be a part of history. I knew.
So
I knew
you wanted to be a part of
I
history.
knew history was going to happen, right?
Which happened?
Doesn't that happen every day though?
What?
History. We just made history.
Okay. And every time I wake up, it's history.
She tried it. It's all good.
Yeah.
You tried it too.
But what I'm saying is, it's just not for me, right? Because they'll tell you one thing and do something different. Maybe they
That's
don't.
where
they
that's
don't.
see.
They
That's
don't
where you
hold,
started right there. Though.
Yeah,
there you
they
go.
don't hold their promises, whatever. Right? And I get all that, and I'm not here for
But
that.
can't they do that all the time? You still
For
rock
sure.
with him?
That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, are you happy with who Chicago got in office?
I think so. I can be very honest with you. Like you, I never thought that politics affected me. I didn't think that, that's even when we go on to presidential and things like that, because I just didn't really think that they cared enough to
About the little people.
do something to affect us.
Mhm.
I think the only thing that we're really affected by is the prison system. You understand what I'm saying? So
Right.
when it came to the mayor for this one, and I'll be honest, I kind of wanted Lori to stay.
Mm.
And the reason I wanted her to stay was because I didn't think she got a fair shot coming in on
Tail end of
COVID and
Yep.
and
Rami Manuel,
unusual
yeah.
circumstances.
right. And then understanding and realizing that she had a lot to fix,
Yeah.
or even attempt to fix.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of times, even in this perspective, a lot of times people try to overlook certain things like women in positions and power and things like that.
We're gonna bring that
And-
right back down to earth. I got you when you're done. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay, so bring it back down.
Don't sit back down to earth. Crash it back down.
No,
too.
but I'm just saying, like, in that perspective, I really didn't think that she had a fair shot. She did
Thanks.
have a lot of things to go to fix or rekindle or start. But then even with that, when you look at where we're from, there has never been a mayor to come inside of our community as much as she did, other than I can remember when Harold Washington was running for mayor. He was here almost every day in his station wagon with the bullhorn on the top, just really communicating with our people. And this was before the race, after he won the race, but just someone that was dedicated to this community and helping, being in the position that we've always been in, which was kind of like, I call it a Cinderella position, because we were always looked over or not good enough to be at the table. Right?
And he got people to get out to
And
vote.
he got people to get out and vote. So when I looked at this time, I looked at, after Lori lost, I'm like, okay, now, where do we go? What do we do? How do we have someone? Because again, you mentioned you not having a store, so didn't feel like it was really relevant too. So me having a store at points, I feel like it's not relevant, but then I had to realize and understand how the revenue streams, and understanding how the tax dollars are and how funding comes and goes. And depending on if your shit together or not, that funding gonna roll right over you.
Yeah.
So this made me start paying more attention. Now, one of the reasons I did vote for Brandon, and I don't know if it was because he came here, but I just look at the positions that we were in. I didn't know much about Brandon until he came here.
Facts.
And I'll be honest, but I still had the stain on my brain from Vallis and the school closures.
There you go.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And when those schools close like that, if you had that power to do that and disrupt all of our lives in our communities, then imagine when you're in that position, what you can do for the whole city beyond CPS. Right?
Do you think we hold older people to the same level of like we knew that you were in office during that time as well?
I think so. I think we've gotten to the point that we are doing that now. Because remember, for a long time, we just used to accept the shit and realize that, oh, well, that's it, that's all. And we didn't use our voice the way that we were, the way that we were given, or whichever, however you say that. So we didn't use our voice, and we, for a long time, didn't feel that our voice had power.
Yeah, I think what was interesting with the race was I think people started to acknowledge who's voting in the Black community, where and how those politics don't reflect the diversity of our positions as, Black women, younger women, or younger demographics. So what I did enjoy was seeing an increase in voting in the younger population because the politics of baby boomers is very different from the politics of Gen Xers and Gen Zers.
Overlooked, yeah.
I think I voted for Brandon. I did, much to the dismay of my colleagues, which I don't give a fuck about them people, no way. All they do is cry, complain, and bitch and boo.
Who is this guy?
They always do, man. They even when the initial race happened and everybody lost and it was just Brandon and Vallis left, you could hear the rumbling throughout the whole department and all this. Man, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna pack up. I'm gonna go. It's gonna be terrible. I'm like, but y'all putting. If so and so wins, it's gonna be awful. Y'all putting y'all stock in a man that has a track record of being unsuccessful, of not being good. He has the reverse Midas touch. Everything he touched, it just corrupts. It wilts. It's no good. You know what I'm saying? So and I heard people saying this the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. I'm gonna choose the lesser of the two evils. It's still fucking evil. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, let's stop doing it, because one guy, I think with Vallis, you'll be getting more of the same, the old politics. But with Brandon, you were getting some unknown. I will take my chance with the unknown, sending a proper message rather than a guy backed by, okay, go ahead. Go crazy then. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And I didn't mind. I didn't have a problem with Lori at all. I didn't, because she did come in unusual circumstances. But she did not know how to politic with other politicians. She didn't play with. I've watched that firsthand with my own eyes. I saw her at too many places I was doing security for. Come in and just not be a good person at all. And I think she had to go for this reason and this reason alone. People were not receptive to her anymore.
Yeah,
you can't be the mayor of the people and people don't want to fuck with you.
I think
that's a hard job to do. So when it came to this election, I knew she wasn't going to win. I actually voted in the initial race. I voted for Willie because he makes me laugh, and plus I don't think he can be bought. You know what I'm saying?
You might have a point there.
I don't think he can be bought.
Right.
So people always laugh at my reasoning, but my mind goes elsewhere. But so when it came down to Paul Vallis and Brandon Johnson, Brandon got my vote. You know what I'm saying? And when I hear defund the police, I don't hear we finna break the bank, we finna take the overtime away or make them broke. I hear some funds may need to be reallocated so we can actually go fight crime, because you have people stealing your catalytic converters, carjacking, robberies, sexual assaults. All this shit's going crazy right now. So we need to be somewhere we can actually effectively affect change. You know what I'm saying? Instead of chasing down. Not saying it's not important, because I am crisis intervention trained.
I don't know. Willie Wilson said they deserve to be haunted down like a rabbit.
He was crazy for this shit, though. And you said it much more clear and articulate than he did.
Right.
Rabbit. But man, Willie Wilson sounded like when I get excited. I mumble, I do all that shit. So I relate to my brother. You know what I'm saying? Free gas and free groceries. Come on, brother.
Yeah,
you almost had it. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I mean, it's like I'm happy Brandon's in. I'm gonna tell you this though. This is my logic. My logic alone. If Brandon fucks up, there will never be another black man in Chicago history. You had a black woman, a black woman of the LGBTQ community, and you had Brandon.
Damn, you said that fast.
But you gotta you all and I honestly believe you in that. But then this is where everyone else has to step up at.
I agree.
Because he can't do it by himself.
Facts.
Yes.
You have to be able to have not only a system, but you got to have the people, all of these
Support
people
the
that
team.
was willing to say, hey, I'm voting for you. They still have to stay present. They can't abandon him once one thing goes wrong or doesn't go the way, because what we have to understand is that, again, as I stated earlier, we're human.
Fact.
And it takes more than one brain. I just said the other day that it should be 2 mayors.
He does have
For
a
the
deputy
city.
mayor. There is every
Yeah.
mayor has a deputy mayor.
Well, it should be 3 then. It's a big city.
But so again,
and it's a huge budget.
a lot of people don't know how this city operates
Right.
legislatively. Like they just don't. Like I'm blown away how one position, when there's 50 other people in city council that sit on committees where they approve appointments, they approve budgets, and they allocate resources, they do not get the finger wags at the city level. They might get it at the ward level, right? Like the people in their ward, like, I don't like what you do. But I don't think that Black Chicago has a real robust understanding of how this city works and how we can be a part of it. How do we stay present and put pressure on to get the things that we want?
Yeah.
I mean, just
Wait,
what happened to the days again of being not just present on TV, like when you're really shaking hands, right? Grassroots, getting in the front of the young folks,
And that's
in front of the business owners,
and
right?
that was one of the things that I wanted to say, because he showed up. Not only did he show up, and what I say, because everybody asked me like, yo, so what did you think when he came? I think, and not really knowing who he was or really having an extensive history on how he became commissioner,
Cook County Commissioner.
And all of those things, I got an opportunity to listen to a man that's a man just like me, a family man. You know what I mean? So what really got me was the fact that at the end of our conversation, he talked about, well, actually throughout the conversation, he talked about his kids and understanding what he needed to do to make sure that his kids were successful,
Right.
or supported and things like that. And that's the battle right there. Because if you can make sure that you have that interest for your kids, you know how important it is for my kids and other kids around the city of Chicago to be able to provide an opportunity, a tangible opportunity that could potentially be the change of the destruction that we're having right now.
I'm glad you said that.
Damn, you recorded that, right?
Yeah, I got all that.
I think that was good.
You know what? That was
a moment. That's a
brilliant.
moment. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because that's another thing that blew my mind was when it came down to Paul Vallis and Brandon Johnson. I'm talking so clearly right now. Watch how fast this goes left.
Willie Wilson.
Right, get my Willie on, my W squared on.
Willie should have brought some of that money over here. I'll quit though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't lying though. Was when I saw who certain politicians threw their support behind afterwards. I'm looking like, we know what you do in your awards where you do nothing, and you are now voting for a man that has come through here before previously, like you said, and single-handedly was Thanos in the urban community.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He used a reality stone and fucked us up. And his name is all over that alternative school program.
Yes.
So to me, Black and brown kids were sent there to kill each other off or die off. When I say die off, I mean like not succeed and just give up, because I know several testaments. I've talked to since several testimonies I've heard since he was running. My boy Grant comes to all our shows. He had an issue at the school. He had to sit down Paul Vallis face to face. That man told him, "You will not be expelled." Gave him his word, shook his hand, his mama there, grandma there, family there. He went home a week later, he got a letter in the mail. You expelled. You know what I'm saying? Started an alternative program with 100 or so kids. By the end of the program, it was 8 people left. You know what I'm saying? 12 killed, maybe 36 in jail. That's not an out when schools. That's not a proper outlet for young malleable minds in the community that need something. They need a structure. They need something to guide them. I think Vallis taking over would turn this city into a unfriendly city for children and for kids growing up. It'll turn into an entire business. That's all he's known for. And it's not even successful businesses.
And the purge.
I mean, well,
There you go.
For sure. For sure.
And the
Definitely
purge.
that's unfortunate. What I do like that Vallis brought up was opportunities for youth to be trained and brought into municipal employment. I feel like that's one thing that I want to see. I don't care who's in office.
Right.
When you have this many Black people in a city, but the Department of Water, streets and sanitation, don't have people that look like us. That's a problem. When our city colleges are populated with our students as well as the Latino community, but none of those individuals that are getting, certifications or got an associate's can get a job because of the way that the job description is written. And you have to, it requires a master's, for example, right? We are the people, right? We can push for the type of systems that we want. I literally don't care who's in office, right? Because we, the people, decide to put pressure on what it is we will and will not tolerate, what it is we want and what we don't want, what we want to happen with the money and what we don't want to happen with the money. So I'm asking you all, what are you committed to doing in the next 4 years to making sure that your priority issues, whether it's your money, your health, your children, are reflected in this administration's success? What are you willing, like at minimum, what are you willing to do?
Man, I'm doing this motherfucking pod for the culture, for the city.
So information, so sharing information,
entertainment.
Right?
You getting this work, we getting these checks. That's what it is. That's where I stop at.
What?
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah,
but okay. Well, like sharing information that people can use to make decisions. All right, Corey, what do you think? Like your minimum commitment is?
I think for me, it's just being present, being able to go to those. See, I've never attended any of the city hall meetings. I've never attended any of anything that has anything to do with what goes on in the city on the mayoral side, right? Mayoral.
Yeah, I have a problem with that word. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, so on the mayor side.
There you go.
Okay, mayor. So it's like I think, and to be honest, when I saw Lori walking through Englewood as much as she did, I knew at that point that they had the power and the opportunity to do that. So I think the difference in now is just like I said, just being present and utilizing and paying more attention, because it used to be a go, go, go.
Right.
But now we have a mayor that's been elected on camera saying some of the things that he's going to do, saying that he's going to be available and present and listening, and how he talked about what this program means to the city and could be. Now we have to put our feet to the fire and get there. And hey, remember, you said this. So our problem has always been holding people accountable, and not just holding them accountable, but actually like really stepping to them to let them know, hey, you didn't say this. You didn't do this.
Right.
And you know who does a very good job of that? Englewood Barbie.
Yeah.
She does a very good job of holding people accountable for the things that they say.
Use a little tax sometimes, though. Use a little class.
I don't know what happened.
Don't worry about it.
We'll talk later.
Yeah.
What was that thing you just said?
I fuck with Englewood Barbie.
Fix it in post.
Fix it in post. All right, let's fix it in post. Let's fix it in post. But regardless of how people may see or view, like at the end of the day, she holds people accountable for the things that they're saying, which puts them in a position to have to do. Like, look at what she did. What was that? A Hyatt House?
Mm-hmm. Love
like
it.
Call to action. Call to action. A lot of us will not do that. We'll just take it and be like, shit, we'll try it again another time. But she did. Now she had the CEO out there. And so those are the things that we as people have to get to the understanding that needs to happen.
Right.
Like once you're called to it and you're in a position of power, you have to react. You have to give us either a yay or a nay, or put it in a sense that we can work on it through provisions or whichever the case is.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that was just about
so
it.
Be present.
Be
All
present.
right, AB, what's your minimum commitment?
I'm coming from,
Be from the west side.
I've poured into the city more than a lot of motherfuckers will ever even know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming from the other. If everybody going the green line going west, I'm taking the red line out south on this one, right? That's what I'm finna do, because why should I have to show what I'm gonna do when I've been given and poured into the city through terrible tenures in terms of mayors so far? What the fuck I gotta stand up for? Now show me what you're gonna do first. Show me why you are gonna be different as a mayor. Then I'll stand up, because I've poured my time, effort, and tears into the special needs community every year since I found out my son was part of the special needs community. I have been a liaison for many motherfuckers out west when it comes to conversations about police and the community. You know what I'm saying? Who teaches these motherfuckers firearm safety, what you should do behind the wheel. Bro, I've been giving my time for free. I take my money up to Lafayette Park. I barbecue on my own for these kids so they eat because they don't get. First of all, I can grill too like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Just let y'all know that shit though. But I take my own grill, my charcoal, my money. I don't need nothing from that park. You know they got it. You know what I'm saying? My man Steve, great dude. He said, you know what? You ain't gonna do it no more because we'll use park money to do that. I haven't cooked this year because it's not time yet, but. You know, and COVID shut shit down. People aren't trustworthy, but I cooked these kids.
So you ain't cooked for 2 years?
In 2 years. I ain't cooked in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Them kids, hey, Officer Thompson.
You
OT.
rusty. You rusty.
Yeah, man, look, it's like ride the motherfucking bike.
I challenge you.
Right. Challenge. You know what I'm saying? So I poured into the city a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? I still, late at night, people not work nights, so they don't know when I sleep. So my phone will ring at 2, 3 in the morning. Person about a case, a warrant, UUW, what do I do? This, that. Man, I've been poured into my neighborhood, even though I love the West Side, look here, 773, L-Town, M-Town, K-Town, till I die up in this bitch, you know what I'm saying?
Pounds.
But the city to city, and if we don't all work together, like she's saying, and I don't like Kumbaya. My cousin, she is such a Kumbaya artist. I love
I'm
her for
not
it.
though.
You really are, but it's
No,
cool.
like that's
Don't worry
just
about
how
it.
you
So,
see me. Like I'm
cool,
definitely
that's
a
cool, right?
disruptor.
You ready for war? I got you.
Yeah, I'm with
I'm
the
more ready
shit.
for war
Like
than you
I
are.
am definitely with
But,
the shit.
but until I see what they gonna do, I'm not gonna do anything. I went on too long a rant talking about me. That sounds selfish as hell, but I was just laying out what I do. I'm also co-founder of a nonprofit organization to inform parents in the same community I'm in as being a parent of a child with special needs because they are a lost community. And you go out to your school, you see these kids, the schools are bad enough. That portion of the schools, the students in the school are treated like trash.
Yeah.
And it'll make you, if you guys go in those schools and see these kids, man, you'll fucking cry. It'll break the toughest down.
And I almost seem like with all of the special needs that are going on, the only one they really pay attention to is autism.
Right. It's
So
way bigger than that.
It's way and
Way
then,
bigger than that.
So how do we open that curtain to let people know? Because we have here in Englewood there are quite a few.
Come on, baby, get it.
I know, right?
Get it. Let's go and enjoy that shit.
We have quite a few special needs children. So I think, even when you look at this, and then we could take this back to Vallis if you like, you gotta look at who we're hiring to put in these positions to take care of these kids.
Right.
Oh
and
my God.
These people that we're hiring, are we just hiring them to
Anybody.
fill the quota
Yep.
of having a special needs person on site?
Mhm.
Or are we hiring the person that's qualified for the job? I honestly think that these people that should be in the schools with special needs should be some of these mothers. They should create some type of even
like
a
MADD,
para
like mother
or
get drunk driving, something like that?
Yeah, something
Beautiful.
like that for those women and fathers as well, those parents to be in these facilities because they deal with this firsthand every day. And just because a lot of times you have a piece of paper, if your heart not there for that specific reason,
It's valuable.
then it's just a piece of paper.
Yep.
You're coming to get a check.
Yeah, we definitely have vulnerable communities in the Black community.
Yeah.
So I'll say special needs. I'll say differently abled, right? Our seniors.
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like those three are homeless and houseless. Our individuals that are chronically ill for, whether it's substance abuse or dealing with cancer, that are these
cancer shit,
these
man.
smaller populations of people in need, but even we don't have a really good way of moving information around, working collaboratively with each other. You asked the question before we started rolling, like, what's the animosity and the tension between the South Side and the West Side of the city?
Yeah.
When I started working and I realized, like, man, most events and most money with nonprofits, like large nonprofits, are located on the South Side. When you look to see like who's participating, who's being served, it's the South Side serving the South Side. But how is it that the rest of the city and the rest of the Black folks are excluded from those networks? What does it take for us to even connect and work with each other? I had to stop rocking with people. I don't do West Side jokes. Like I might crack on my cousin, but I did start drawing a line. Like if you shit on any community from Chicago, think that you're better in any kind of way. Like you're not somebody I rock with. Like I believe,
See, that's
it's
a
one
West Side
Chicago.
person.
Yep, I am though.
That's a West Side person.
Wow, this mic, you know what? I don't like this microphone so close to my
I am
face.
though. Move it there.
Yeah, just back it up. Just back it up a little bit, man.
Go ahead, bro.
I totally agree with that because again, I'm from Chicago, and
What are you doing? Hold on.
what a
you
lot of
doing
people
over
don't know is that she's
Fucking up.
there? Yo, it's struggling.
She about to speak in the mic. What a lot of people do, but maybe don't know. I was born on the West Side, so I moved to Englewood when I was 5 years old.
Wait,
We got to take you to court now, man. we gotta take you to court now, brother.
Yeah, I moved to Englewood when I was 5 years old. And being on the west side, I grew up on 16th in Kedzie.
And you go Market Wire style.
And I went to Holland over on, and then I went to Polk. But I think every time I went and hung out on the west side, it's been amazing.
It's a ball.
It's a ball.
It's all
most of
love.
honestly, most of my happiest experiences in my 20s when I went to hang out were on the west side. The Fifis?
He said, "What is it?
Fifi on the block.
Fifi's on the block.
Fifi's on the block."
But I say that to say this.
That was so proper.
I can remember being out there from 7 in the afternoon to 4 and 5 in the morning.
I swear.
And just having a ball, not having to watch
Don't worry,
around
no.
my back. No, there was no gunshots, no fights, no, none of that. So it was like being able to be there and understand, like, yo, that's dope. Because it wasn't many times at that time you could have a crowd of that magnitude on the south side and nothing jump off.
Yeah, no, it will.
You know what I mean? So that's the appreciation of that. But I honestly believe that we are finally getting to a time that we can coexist and like really do some unifying things
Together.
And then you speak about the nonprofits on the south and west side. The west side has the PAC, right? So the PAC is a very big organization, that nonprofit that does have things going on. In fact, they came here. I forget her name that runs it, but they came here and they brought Steven Jackson, NBA.
Stack
when
what
the
up?
Joy when the
Is that when he
George
checked in with
Floyd.
O-Block? This one
Nah,
happened?
Yeah, because
checked
that
in
was
with
trash.
O-Block
That was
after
trash.
that.
Okay,
Yeah, that was
after
trash.
that.
Yeah, he came here first.
Okay.
And then after that, he went to O-Block. But, just the conversation that we had while he was here and just him being here, that came from the PAC, from the west side. So I think they were going around the city because it was the outrage of the George Floyd case and just trying to, raise awareness and do some other things with it. Cole Hart came with him from Crucial Conflict.
He's everywhere all the time.
And then a couple other people.
But they left their side of town and moved around. And I think that's necessary.
Yeah.
Like even what you said with Brandon, like being present in the places that might not be your home, but your people are.
Yeah. So, and that's one of the things about us. We are, this summer is going to be our summer to move through the city.
Let's go.
We bought our ice cream truck.
Cool,
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
Gotcha.
of course. So we got the ice cream truck and we're moving through the city.
That's a dope idea.
On, just different elements and making sure that we can connect the dots and collaborate with not only different organizations, but stores. One of the guys that I'm super, super excited about even meeting face to face and just like building with is Slick at Fort Manor. So he has a store called Fort Manor. It's on Harrison, and he pours into his community. He has literacy, financial literacy classes.
Love that. Need to be taught in high school. Health and financial literacy, man.
Yeah.
I swear, you need to go ahead and start that up.
Yeah, so he has financial literacy classes that he teaches out of his store and his space over there. But then just his involvement with the community as well. And I see the same with me and him. So I see me and him and being able to make that collaboration where we could have something big for the South Side and the West Side to come together and like really understand that the love that's there. And a lot of misconceptions can be like really corrected because it's just a he say, she say.
That's it.
Right.
It's an experience. Somebody had a bad experience here and they think that it should go to everybody. No, because when I deal with you, I may not get the same thing that she got with you.
Right. I mean, that's my moniker for 2023. It's the year of collaboration.
Yeah.
Right. You can do more.
Jordan.
For sure.
Wow.
Yeah. You can do more together than you can apart, man.
No, I don't know.
But you know what I mean?
They are collabing with somebody, I think. Yeah.
Listen here. Some wild shit been happening though with this NCAA.
Can I say one thing about my West Side? As the only West Side out here?
No, I don't really want to hear
Thank
it.
you, cool, but so
Fuck.
I didn't talk too long. I'm cool. But I think the difference in the jokes comes from this right here though. From the West Side kind of feeling left behind, I think they kind of huddled together. And it's more of a family atmosphere out west than it is out south. It's not due to the people, I believe. I believe it's partly due to the sheer size of the South Side because you got the South Side, you got the Hunters, the Wild Hunters, you got Over East.
The Southlands, yeah.
It is 4 sections of the South Side. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to maneuver through and understand and be on one accord with everybody out here, you know what I'm saying? Unless you just got one of them old school families with 20 uncles and they all had 8 kids, you know somebody everywhere. But, you know, I've had good times on both sides of town, but I just think it's a better atmosphere, a friendlier atmosphere. And I always say this too, though. If you want the pretty girls, no offense to anybody, you want the pretty girls, you go outside. If you want the girls that's going to turn up before we get to the party, play dominoes, space, what you go out west.
Oh, my God. Everything big on the west side.
Whoa.
Okay, all right. That's not how I
Wait
meant
a
it.
minute.
All right. I feel like on the west side, that's what y'all had them hats with the clocks on it.
The buck 50s.
Wait, first
Is that
of
what
all,
they call
you're
it?
not gonna speed past that. Like you didn't just say what
You still
just
got, you should bring one. Where that? You got an old school hat with
I
a
got
clock
one.
on
It was
it?
my mom's basement, though.
Oh, please
I've been
bring
collecting
it.
hats for years. That's my shit.
I want one.
Can we get into this NCAA though?
Let's have some fun.
No.
Yeah, that's fine. There.
How's your bracket look, first of all, though? Let's start.
Actually, I didn't even do one. I was too busy.
Oh, you didn't,
I'm too
you
busy.
didn't, you didn't rock with us this year, huh?
Yeah, no.
McKinley, I slaughtered your ass, bro. Come on, stop playing.
You know, first of all, the men's, it was down as far as viewership was down.
Who was in the Final Four?
Exactly, right?
That shit was lit, though.
It was.
It was
That shit was lit.
what was it?
UConn,
Florida,
I think the
Florida
last
Atlantic.
four, the
Miami.
last couple of minutes of it.
Miami. I can't remember who the fourth was, but it was. I mean, the men's was trash. To be honest with you,
You think so?
Yeah, yeah.
That's why we don't agree on basketball, bro, for real.
That's fine.
all the
I'm
upsets,
there.
the close upsets in the round of 64 and 32, them are 1-point games, 2-point games. How's that trash? And they were close the whole way through.
Maybe because I'm not even gonna lie to you, the NCAA women's tournament just seemed to have a little bit more.
Razzle dazzle.
It was more feisty.
Yes, right.
More blowouts, too. That's why.
But and I don't want people to look at me from this interview and think that I'm like,
Uh-oh, let's go.
And now they
but
absolutely will.
I've been saying this for years though.
Let's get to it.
Women play basketball.
They play basketball.
They're not the most athletic, which means they actually have to have the skill. Right?
They're more skilled than a lot of men.
However,
Fundamental.
this year was different because
It was spicy as
it
fuck.
was different.
right?
And it wasn't no you black, you could play. No, these white women had game.
Yeah. What's old girl name? The white girl? Caitlin.
Nobody really knows.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark.
All they
Caitlin
remember
Clark.
is
There you
the
go. Right.
yeah.
So I have a problem when, first of all, the owner, CEO of Barstool Sports, Dave
Oh yeah.
Portman Fuck, okay,
Yeah.
called her a classless piece of shit,
Yeah.
right?
And totally dismissed.
Totally dismissed the fact that Caitlin had already done this shit, had already waived off several players. I think the conversation is not what she did or what Angel did. I think the conversation that people aren't talking about is the fact that these women are hooping,
Yeah.
right? It's not a sit down and have some tea and women are playing basketball. Like, no, these motherfuckers can really get out,
Yeah.
right? So how do you make people want to watch women's basketball? Shit like this.
Yeah.
Talk your
Yeah.
shit, right? Maybe even lower the rim. I said this before. You know what I'm saying? Get some dunks and some oops in, right?
Are they dunking now though?
But not on the regular though. Not on the regular.
It's a few now.
It's a few, but not.
Yeah.
But I'm saying to really have people engaged in the women's game. I tuned in because they were saying that this white girl was the Steph Curry of women's
she was.
basketball. She's shooting that
Is
bitch
she
from the
though?
parking lot.
'Cause
Yeah,
I never really.
yeah, no,
never,
she's nice. She's nice. And then to see this LSU team talk they shit, like it's trash talk. Like trash talk doesn't stop when the buzzer fucking ends, right? You talk shit from when you
Yeah.
get out the car, when you get home, then it turns into a group chat, then it turns into now it's on social media. It's
Now
shit
it's
talking.
disrespectful memes.
You know what I'm saying? All that. It's part of the fucking game. So are you saying because they're women that they cannot talk shit?
So what was interesting was watching people's like dissection of why they were mad, right? They were like, oh, we know Caitlyn did the same thing, but she didn't do it for 13 seconds. She didn't follow the person. They started breaking it down to say like, oh, she followed her. She took 2 steps and she did it 4 more
As she
times.
fucking should.
It was the weirdest shit ever. They were trying to do all of the things to excuse the fact that they were just upset that a black girl had that same energy and she won.
And she won.
And that's what it was about. It was about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what it was
That's all.
about. She got the ring. But what's even more fucked up about this is how in the fuck, excuse my language, but this really pissed me off. How do you invite that team to the White House?
Exactly.
And they lost.
Consolation prize. That's what we
There
doing
has
now?
never been
Ever.
a second place at the White House from
Yeah.
a championship perspective.
Even her trying to joke with that was
Yeah.
kind of
No,
like,
you don't do that.
you definitely
Because
screwed the
they
pooch
wouldn't
on
have
that.
invited LSU if they lost.
And then again,
Very
they
true.
made Angel out to be the villain again
Of course.
because she declined. She didn't want to go.
Yeah,
so
I'm
now
cool.
all
Well,
LSU
It
had
wasn't her
their
choice to make for the team. That's
Right.
my problem. It wasn't her choice to make for the team. Some OG got to get in her ear before it's too late, before she ruined future opportunities, man. You know, that's what's the problem. It's also a problem in our community as well. A lot of our leaders have been either killed, our revolutionaries have been killed. Even the gang leaders have been locked up and sent a lot of these small gangs into disarray. In all aspects of life, there need to be OGs and older heads to give you game. Angel Reese, which first of all, Gillian Waller could call her Angela Reese. Boy, you don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Waller,
Stop
get
it,
your
bro.
goof
You know what
ass
I'm
out
saying? That was scripted. But she was talking, and that's fine. She was not wrong. Nothing she said, but she kept talking and kept talking. She spoke for the entire team. You can't do that. Then I had to think about it like this, though. I'm definitely on LSU side because them last year stood up. That's what LSU really stand for. Them last year stood up. I don't know how they were seeing the basketball, shooting, defending, passing, all that. Them girls out there in the beauty salon that court.
Most double-doubles.
Looking
Busting
fly
their
as
ass,
hell.
though, you know what I'm saying? Bundles and lashes, but let's get them. But
Yes.
yeah, so she kept talking and kept talking. And then, like I saw with some things, I'm looking like somebody got getting her ear. At first it was, let's not go to the White House. I'm gonna ask Jill. It's obvious Jill don't know shit. Jill said, let's ask Joe to go to the White House. Here comes, we're gonna ask Michelle. Let's not forget about Barack, because you wouldn't know about Michelle, in my opinion. I don't think we know about Michelle. It's a possibility if there was no Barry O, there was no Barack, bro. We wouldn't know about him, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, okay, well, how about this? At one point, Jill was gonna go to the LSU locker room. And because Joe Biden didn't have LSU in his bracket, it was like, no, we don't want you. Bro, what kind of shit is that? Then I thought about it again. I say, was what Jill said that bad to where you can't accept an apology? Now, mind you, you don't have to accept an apology at all. You don't have to. But was it that bad? Did she say, fuck you, fuck your mama? She said, no, let's invite both these girls. And then she said, as a woman, I thought Jill Biden would understand. I'm not capping for Jill at all. I'm just putting the facts out there as they are. As a woman, I think Jill Biden would understand and be right behind all of us. By asking, even though it's fucked up, by asking if Iowa could come to the White House too, that is standing behind all women.
No, that's actually saying fuck you, though.
It's standing behind all women. Bro, okay, I don't care how you see it, that's fine. I can be wrong, you can be right. You're probably not right though.
Probably
but,
not, though.
You know what I'm saying? That's rallying behind all women because you don't have to win to be supported.
Did she do it last year?
We don't know. Is she the president?
I think again, this puts us back.
Yes, he
in
was the
a-
president last year.
Oh, Jill-
Yes, they
Jill-
did have the
yeah,
NCAA
yeah,
Final
Jill
Four
was the
last year.
president. Jill
Yeah,
was the president.
yeah,
She's
she
the
was
first
no,
lady.
like no,
Exactly. So
no.
let's not do that.
What are you
We'll get
talking
smoking in
about?
this bitch.
What are you
We'll get
like?
smoking in it.
You
Let's go.
what are you talking about?
anyway,
I'm still
though,
gonna
so-
stand on like she
Well,
did. She
then-
didn't do it last year. It's never been done. So it was weird. It was weird. She took advantage of a moment that everybody was racializing, and
There
she
we
did
go,
not
right there.
create a lane
I'm not
to
taking that though.
diffuse. So for her to be the first lady, she had an opportunity to turn her people's attention to what is valuable.
However-
and she missed
What
that
if she
opportunity.
clueless though
Wait,
and
wait.
don't know?
Well,
She
look.
clueless. Everybody says she clueless, bro. So now we finna hold
Well,
it to the
she has
cross.
a press
We finna hold
person
it to the
that
cross.
fixed it.
Right. So you know it's the next day she walked it back and tried to apologize.
Her PR
And then-
person
and
did.
then Angel Reese, not Angela. Angel Reese kept the pressure on. It's her right to do so. Keep the pressure on. Interviews, podcasts, TV shows, clips. Look at get your money. And then this is what really got me too though. She said, "I'm gonna stay in college." I'm not even mad at this at all. I'm just spitting shit out. I'm gonna stay in college another year. Good, do so. You know what I'm saying? Because I make more money here than I'm making in WNBA. Fine, and you're not lying. But why you shitting on these women that's up here doing what you're doing at another level and not getting compensated properly for it though? They didn't deserve that shot.
That's what Angel said.
Yeah, she didn't deserve, they didn't deserve that shot, bro. Because you know it's her. That's been a well-known argument amongst women's soccer team. They started that shit though. Megan Rapinoe, let's go there. You know, I watch my sports all the goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? Women boxers, all these athletes, these women athletes, I hate these female athletes, they started shit a fight a long time ago. So don't come up taking shots like that, bro. That's what I say. Somebody got to get in her ear and just say, slow down a little bit, shorty. You know what I'm saying?
I think
you're not wrong.
I think it's a difference of opinion. What is a shot, right? Like for a woman to be in
bitches
a
broke. What I'm saying.
well, I mean, you can like it's potato. For her to publicly acknowledge that I earn more as a college athlete in this position, you can interpret that as a shot, or it's the reality of where it is a lady can make more money. And if we're trying to secure the bag, like why wouldn't you choose where it
How long
is
she
you
stay
can
in
be
college? That's my point.
compensated?
You gotta look at that point, though.
What-
How long
what-
stay in
No,
college?
she can
She's
only
a junior.
She got
yeah,
2 more
she got
years.
2 more
She got
years,
2 more
right?
years.
So yeah. So if that's an opportunity for her,
probably stay too.
so
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm not saying she should get your money.
What you also, I don't know if you know this, but they can't even enter the draft until they're 22 years old
Yeah.
because there are only so many spots in the WNBA.
Mm.
Right?
That's also trash too.
It is. It's definitely trash. So there is no one and done. You have to be 22 years old just to even make yourself eligible for the draft.
To be drafted.
Now, the highest paid player in the WNBA is $272, right?
Yeah.
A lot of players are playing the WNBA.
272,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a
Highest
chick.
paid.
It's a chick
Highest
getting
paid.
$8,172. That's the lowest paid one.
About half
year.
of them have
A
to go
year?
She paying for
overseas
Lois
to make
what?
the rest of their salary.
$8,172.
A year.
The lowest contract.
Yeah.
I googled that shit. That's the lowest one. That's terrible.
Yeah,
God
so
damn.
that's how you end up with Brittany Griner going over to Russia to play. And so what's interesting is that the American Women's League is off season with the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it allows for women to be able to capitalize off
thought
of
about
selling
that?
their
NBA.
time all year
NBA
round.
did that for that.
So they could, so they can make more money.
But
But they got to lead their families
gotta shorten-
in order to do
But
that.
I don't- they take it
I
with them.
don't see what she
You're
did
right.
as a shot, though. I have to disagree with you in that.
I don't care.
I see it as her being the first to say it.
Acknowledge.
The first.
She's not the first to say it, but you know this though, bro.
What I'm saying is, okay, Kaylin, she's made over $1 million in NIL deals.
Good for her.
Okay, along with Angel, right? And
Good for
obviously
her, too.
you have some of these high school players making over $1 million, right?
Shit,
What
Brady
I'm
at
saying
7
is she's setting
He don't
the
even need it.
bar for the players coming behind her,
I'm happy about that.
right? I don't see a problem with
I'm
what
not,
she
I'm not looking at the aspect though, man. I'm looking at what I'm looking at. Okay, so when if she decides to go pro, which I think is a passion for her, because if she didn't want to hoop or play ball, she would have left Maryland to come to LSU. She was at Maryland first.
Yep.
We all know that.
Yep.
She came to LSU. So she obviously has a love for the game. I will assume, I think it's fair to assume she will pursue a career in the WNBA. She has the most double-doubles in
NCAA.
NCAA history. So, man, look at you. You a walking bucket and rebound getter. Go and take the skill to the next level, though. But now you get up there, people are people. We talk about the human aspect of life, right? People are human. They're not going to forget what she said or what you say. Everybody take things differently.
Yeah.
Like, I heard it differently, you heard it differently. Like, you heard it differently, you heard it differently. You know what I'm saying? Or you take a shot at us, they're going to bust ass when they first get there. Every rookie gets broken in.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And that's because they might have done it anyway, but it's going to be extra spice on it because of that. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it totally depends on who the team is, like who the manager is, who the people are. Because when you have people who think a different way, she might not get it. Like nobody knows. But I won't be mad at sis if she decides, you know what, I'm not gonna try and go pro if I can make more money somewhere else. Like I wouldn't be mad at her.
After college is my point. After college, when she leaves,
But it seems like she will have a really good position coaching.
Angel
with
Reese.
that. Either like developing
know.
a player or, you know what I mean? So you when you look at stuff like that, you gotta really see the dynamics in that. Because she said that she may not even get drafted.
It's true. See that?
You know what I mean? In
See that?
words.
Now, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, she
Future
might
opportunities,
she
you know
might
what
end
I'm
up
saying?
with an investor from Africa and start
Yeah.
her own team.
Not
Or
mad
league.
at that.
Yeah, or her own
Not mad at
league.
any of that. But what I'm saying is, the bag she's getting now,
Yeah.
she's going to get it for the next 2 years.
2 years.
Right? So if that puts her at $5 million earned as a collegiate basketball player, she's done her job. Fuck the WNBA. Fuck hooping. She can go a million different ways outside of basketball. I'm okay with that. And talk your shit while you did it.
Words are eternal, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Because it sounds like to me,
Words are
I would
eternal.
be working on a development camp and charging the parents around the world to come to be in my camp.
How has the Big Three league fared financially?
They do all right.
They do good?
They're doing pretty good, though.
Is there a woman's version? And I heard there was like a co-ed version that came out.
I don't know. I don't know if I
wouldn't watch
That's
it.
what that was. I saw that not too long ago,
Like
but
a
I didn't know
co-ed
that. I
basketball?
did see a
Like
3-on-3
guys and girls on the
co-ed.
same
Yeah.
team?
And they mash them up.
Let Shorty come to the hole on me.
What if she your size
I'm
though?
gonna show you this XY chromosome. Don't worry about it.
Shut up.
Don't worry about
That's
it.
the name of your team, XY.
XY chromosome. That's why we stay fly. Yeah. Congratulations, LSU. Congratulations to UConn in the men's tournament. The shooter from UConn, Hawkins, and old girl, Angel Reese.
They're cousins.
First cousins.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they practice together every day.
And
My
her
boys talk
brother
shit like
play
that.
in Maryland too.
Hey, another point too, though. How about this? If we want the women's games to be exciting, why shit on Angel Reese for doing the trash talking? And it was great trash talk too, by the way.
Loved
The
it.
ring thinking. Because guess what? Guess what the men do at the elite level?
All
they
day.
fucking trash talk all
All
day.
day.
Y'all need to get off y'all high horse, you know what I'm saying?
But that's the
What
that's,
KG
that's
say to
the
Carmelo?
being a woman.
Tastes like
It's
Cheerios.
double-
Wet Cheerios.
Honey Nut
It's a
Cheerios.
double standard. It's a double standard. And I
It
think
is- and it always has
What came out of this, I think men were like, wait, what is going on? Like, this is what we deal with, like being women. At some point, you're told to like have a seat, be quiet, be demure. That's not appropriate for you because you're a woman.
that was
It's like, well,
seven.
wait. I can remember like playing water polo. And water polo really is like basketball in the water. And it was my first, like swimming, there's no trash talking in swimming. There's no trash talking in swimming.
That polo basketball shit.
What do you mean? I just did it.
Don't do that.
It was like, I did it. It's two nets.
Yeah,
Where you play water polo at?
At Morgan Park.
Born in
So,
water.
fun fact, my father is in the Illinois Water Polo Hall of Fame. He's responsible for bringing water polo back to CPS, and now there are hundreds of kids that are getting full scholarships for water polo.
All that.
So I was a swimmer.
What?
But my first,
Where did this start?
this was 97, 98.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I heard of water polo in
Yeah.
CPS.
Yeah, we have it.
Busy designing.
Yep.
Yeah, he definitely had us doing that
You know
shit.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. At one point in time, there was no teams, and so Morgan Park was the only public school team. So the girls had to play the JV boys in the private league.
What
Like
happened? What's the
was
results?
yes, because Samantha McCullough had literally nobody could be in the water and she could just win by herself. Like she was a
Triple-double.
beast. She could throw the ball from one side.
So what you
of
saying
the
is you was trash.
I could swim and I could pass. I could pass the ball.
What didn't you do in the water? What didn't you do in the water though? You in the water.
Well, I loved being in water, but my first experience with trash talking was water polo, and I got kicked out the game because there was no trash talking in swimming. You swam your race and you got out. And so this chick, and you played in an all deep pool, and they didn't have an all deep pool, and so you just had to agree to keep your shoulders under the water.
Okay.
Right. So she said something like, "Fuck you and your black mom," and I stood up and I reached for her, and they kicked me out of the game. I was like, "What?"
You earned it. You
Damn.
it was worth it though.
It was worth it. Yeah.
Hey man, before we get out of here though, I'd just like to know what's next for Englewood Branded. What's the vision? What are we doing the next 3 to 5?
Wow.
Took a deep breath on that.
Yeah, because I mean, what we're working on now is really cultivating our nonprofit Branded Englewood with the youth entrepreneurship piece. We are starting our screen printing classes for free this summer.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, so
let me text my shorty right
For real.
now.
I'm about to show up.
Yeah, so we've been working on
For
that.
real.
Don't be taking them kids' spots.
We've been working on that.
Get us
and
money.
Really trying to live up to the mission of that. Just being able to provide tangible opportunities for youth. In terms of expansion, Englewood Branded will be expanding. We're going to start doing this pop-up tour in different cities. But we're really looking to. I have a brother out in Vegas, and
Love Vegas.
we are potentially going to put something there. Looking at Arizona. And
Love
then,
Arizona too. Damn.
Also Englewood, New
So
Jersey.
excited.
Englewood, New Jersey.
Englewood, New Jersey.
All
So
Englewood, New Jersey.
yeah, so we're looking into those and just reaching out to the Englewood counterparts throughout, trying to get some influencers there so we can really brand further than just right here. And I think the biggest
When you say
part,
that, you mean like communities that are also into.
Communities.
There's an Inglewood
Exactly.
in California. There's an Inglewood now.
Inglewood in California is with an I, but I do want to do a collaboration with them
Okay.
because I think that we are pretty much the same community.
Yeah.
Just
Got it.
miles away. So
That's dope.
we even with that, just trying to be able to understand like within those communities, and most of those communities are impoverished as well. So just trying to bring the same element of being able to provide a community service within the store, being that 10% going to the community and youth engagement, being able to change the dynamics or just bring a little more stability or just equitable moments to those communities as well. One of our biggest things that we're dropping this summer, well, two very big things this summer. Number one, our ice cream truck. So
Mr. Ice
I
Cream
know, right?
Man.
So the ice cream
That
truck
beat was hard though.
we'll be doing.
That's my jam. I tried to hold it in until he said one more
I
time.
thought y'all gonna have a soundtrack while y'all rolling.
We have one. So the music that you hear
Mhm.
on the commercial that's played is the music for the ice cream truck. So no more that dead ass music that you hear.
It's hard to beat that though, bro. It's just ingrained in your brain though.
Circus music.
We about to embed this in your
Let's
brain.
go. Let's
You know
get
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah, it's pretty catchy.
So we're doing that, and the difference with our truck, we're giving away free ice cream to the entire Englewood community, right? So free ice cream, and then we'll also be utilizing it as a violence prevention method, crash and block parties, and
Careful.
kind of be careful. Why?
Some block parties are used for different purposes.
I understand that.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And understanding that is the dynamic of them. We just want to be able to get on that block for a day and let the residents and kids come out to play.
That's what's happening.
Mhm.
Right?
That's what I do.
So even if that means finding out who's responsible
Right.
or who's leading or whichever to have that conversation, like, hey, we just, we
wanna
want
pull
to make
up.
sure
Yeah.
that we have a safe experience for everybody.
Right.
And I do
love it.
get it. And I think that even some of those guys that are the matriarchs of that, I think that they still at some point have a heart to be able to understand, like, we can still do what we need to do, but we also need to allow our community, our
Yeah.
elders, our children to come
Some
outside,
fresh air.
some fresh
Yeah.
air, and build. Because what we do know is out of this 30 or 40 houses on the block is probably only 20 of the families that really know each other.
Right.
So those are the things that we're faced against, just being able to bring community engagement. So that's what I call it, community engagement on wheels. So we just want to be able to bring the families out for them to have an enjoyable summer, whether that's for that allotted amount of time that we're out there or not. We want to be able to build that. And that's that's what this ice cream truck is built for. It's a complete sound system, video gaming.
I love it.
and
I
then
love
we
it.
just
Oh wait,
bring
so you can get
different-
on the truck and it's like a
what's
game
your name,
truck.
big
No,
dog?
the truck, the TVs are
What's
outside
your
and
name?
in the back.
Vincent, man. Welcome, man.
Welcome, Vincent.
Welcome.
Are y'all pulling
Hey.
up to Full Fest?
We're pulling up to Full Fest. When is Full Fest?
July 1st.
July 1st.
So here's the thing with July 1st.
Anytime I'm gonna say, so here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Yes, but
It's so much going on. You got
It is.
NASCAR, you got
Yep.
Full Fest, then you got that's also isn't that the
house.
how
No,
That's
it's
week before, week after.
it's
Yes, the week after.
Hyde Park
Summerfest.
it's
They
the,
both did a movie,
the
didn't they?
beach,
Oh.
Silver and Block Party.
the Silver and Block Party.
Oh,
Yeah, I believe that's that weekend too.
Mm.
I could be wrong because I just saw it the other day, but just Full Fest, we'll
Just
make
pull
an
up.
appearance.
Yeah.
We're gonna pull up. We're gonna pull up
And what's-
because we'll be out and moving around by
You
then.
got-
What's
see what Englewood,
what's
bro.
behind the bear? I love the
The
bear.
bear.
Just wanna know,
So
what is its
I think
significance?
the bear is important because I just utilize it from just the experience of life, right?
Right.
So it wasn't that people called me a teddy bear or none of that. It was just
It wasn't a
Don't
cocaine
undermine
bear.
me.
it
I
wasn't a
hope.
cocaine
Okay.
bear.
cocaine
So
bear.
the thing of it was we needed something to bridge the gap between youth and elders, right? One thing that we do know is that number one, most people slept with a teddy bear as kids, right? So that was that was a sense of protection. I didn't.
Did you, Amon?
Negative.
Wow.
Okay.
I slept with a pound puppy. He wasn't a bear,
That
but
was, damn, I remember them.
Did
Them
you?
was dope. I did have a bear.
Okay, so we didn't ask him that. So,
right, clearly he had a bear.
so he understands where I'm going.
Sad bear.
He felt protected. So with that bear, at a young age, it was a sense of protection.
Right.
And then when you get to
Comfort.
your elders, it's a sense of protection, nurturing, and understanding that we take care of our family. So in this sense, that bear takes care of the community, right? So we have something that we can bridge gaps with. Everything is understood. Number one, not to fuck with them.
Mhm.
Number two is that that mama bear is gonna always make sure you eat. Papa Bear gonna always make sure you're safe, but he gonna make sure you eat too. So we wanted to be able to bring that aspect to the community and let them know that when we step out, we're stepping out for protection, for nurturing, for support. That whole system, our four principles: love, respect, honor, and dedication, and it's all wrapped up in making sure that this bear, and it's something that, like, when the kids see it, they flock to it.
Right.
And when people see it, people always want to take pictures. So it's just about like connecting the dots
I love
and
it.
really bridging the gap.
All right, that's what's up, man. Well, we
I
appreciate
love
your
the
time,
water
man.
store, bro. I
Yeah, we
appreciate
appreciate
your
your
time,
time, man.
man.
For real. Long time coming, man. But this is episode 143. Again, man, Vincent's in here getting merch as we speak.
I know,
Right.
right?
You know what I mean?
Vincent came with the bag. Let's go.
Yeah. Vince came from all the way from
Where
the
did you
UK.
come from, Vince?
I told you from
Oh,
France.
How did you know?
Comment ça va? Ça
How
va
did you
bien?
know?
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Ask him.
How'd you know about us? How did you know about the store?
How'd you find out about the store?
Instagram.
Bon.
My man.
What's your Instagram name? What's your Instagram name?
What's your tag?
No.
It's like a phone number. Look it up. It is like a phone number. We're gonna get all that information.
Yeah,
man.
we gonna
We need some connecting to do.
Yeah, we're
right?
gonna take some pictures. This is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Side
So,
note.
That's dope,
and
man.
that story right there are the things that we love. And when people come from, he's from France. We had some people come from London. We've had people
That's
come
crazy.
from all over the world. And that's what I envision. Oh, we talked about Scarface earlier.
We did.
Right, yeah. Oh, standing room only. And your niece said no, right?
Yeah.
No.
So we
No,
were at, we did the
no.
Legends concert. We
Okay.
were there. And I showed him the jersey, and he was like, "Oh shit, wardrobe change." He put the jersey on
Fire.
and performed Jesse James. So
That's my shit.
here's the thing, though: Scarface has always been, well, not always been my number one because we had Rakim at one point. But then when I sit down and listen,
He's a goat.
when we listen to
Yeah.
Catalog immaculate
and
too.
understand, yeah. So for me, like I
Ooh, that's hard to argue that.
met my number one artist, and he put my shit
Yeah,
on.
that's dope.
So, and the next day, he called around asking about me.
Nice.
Nice.
So when that happens and you get the opportunity to see and show like what you've created, and it's
The energy behind it is moving forward
yeah.
through, yeah.
Two things.
Yeah.
I bought a sweatsuit from you from Sarita's joint.
Right.
I wore it on stage the Promontory our live show with Isaac and Tequila Tales.
Okay.
For the powder blue in one today.
It was teal.
Teal.
Mint
Secondly, this guy walked with Scarface and gave him a nickname, called him Scar.
Yeah.
No
Horrible.
reason.
Not in real life, man. But look,
He said not
We
real.
got money to make.
yeah, it's the Corner Convo, man. Episode
We out.
142, man. We out.
Peace.